Hello, welcome to Farrell Swim Tech. My name is John Farrell. Tonight we have another stroke technique review. This one is submitted by Chris from the Pathetic Triathletes Facebook group. Now, make sure you join the group if you are a pathetic triathlete such as I am. I might be pretty good in the water, but once I get on the bike, anyway, all fun and games aside, this is a online video where I take user-submitted video and I critique the technique, and I will give you 3 major items to work on. Chris was kind enough to send his video via Facebook, but if you would like me to review your stroke technique, please hit me up. FarrellSwimTech@gmail.com is always the best place to go. Instagram, FarrellSwimTech. I am attempting to upload more videos to my Instagram. YouTube and Rumble is where you will find all of these videos available for your viewing pleasure. This is a free service that I provide. I do ask for donations, and I provide a Venmo/PayPal link when I render services. So this is a free service to anyone. Just if you can help support it, help donate, that'd be great. So we're gonna check out Chris's stroke. So he sent 2 videos. One of them is a side view, and the other one is a front view. So as usual, I like to kind of do a lightning round. So I kind of go through a lot of things that I see. We may not go incredibly in depth on everything, but I'm just kind of giving my overall thoughts and views. And here we go. So push-up, not too bad. First thing I'm seeing right off the bat, a lot of cross-body pulling. But we'll really dive into that. A lot of splashing on the water, a lot of pushing down with a lot of force. Overall body position is actually pretty good. I really have no complaints with the overall body positioning, and kick looks like it's a 2-beat kick. This is a very traditional 2-beat kick. It's actually performed quite well. I would say maybe just a little bit overemphasizing each kick. That's not that big of a deal. That's kind of a par for the course for a 2-beat kick. That's kind of one of the reasons why I personally do not really like 2-beat kick. I kind of view that each kick is a little overblown, and because of that, you're wasting more energy than you think you're actually saving. But I think for Chris, one of the biggest things that we really can dive into are the arms, because there's 2 kind of big things that are going on here. So first off, it's the idea of where do we put the force when we pull. With Chris, it looks like he's pushing down, and we'll be getting on the bench. I got everything cleared out. I'm doing a massive computer wipe and restore operation here for my church. So I got like 5 computers here that I'm working on. It's kind of a mess, but I got it somewhat organized so we can use the bench. And this is really going to help you, Chris, kind of visualize what's going on so you can work to better your pull trajectory. Because we got 2 major items that are going on here. Number 1, there's a lot of force pushing down towards the bottom of the pool. And the other thing, too, is there's a lot of what's called cross-body pulling. So when we pull, we typically want to have the right side pulling on the right and the left side pulling on the left. We want to envision there is a invisible wall that goes straight down our nose, straight down our sternum, all the way down between our legs. And we don't want the right arm to cross that barrier. We want it to skim that line, maybe be the fingers are a little past the nose. We don't want the whole arm coming all the way through. And there's a very good reason why Chris is doing this, and it has to do with strength. I can tell Chris is not exactly the weakest guy on the block. So Chris is doing what I like to call a muscle stroke. So where he is trying to muscle his way through the water, where instead of grabbing water and using it to propel yourself forward, Chris is taking more of a direct approach, which is just simply like he's clawing through snow. So there's a difference between effectively grabbing water and pushing it backwards and just barreling the arm through, just using brute strength. And the reason why I can tell this is right here. You see that shoulder dip down very forcefully, especially his left shoulder, because he breathes to his left, and then the left arm comes over and he slams it down. So he's putting a lot of torque on that shoulder. So basically what happens here is Chris might be able to swim relatively fast, but it's horrendously inefficient. So our two main goals tonight is, number one, figure out is to help Chris see where should your force actually be, and number two is working on just kind of the overall concept of what the pull trajectory should be. Now, I'm not going to focus on Chris's kick, because Chris is actually doing a pretty good 2-beat kick. A couple kicks here and there are a little bit too high, or a little bit too much amplitude, so he's kicking down with a little bit too much force. What that can wind up doing is actually overworking your quad. And the other thing that I really like about Chris's kick is right here in the legs. He's actually doing a really good mechanically. Mechanically, his kick is very good. He's using his entire leg. I can tell he's using his entire leg. There's a little bit of a kick throughout the knee. But in terms of a 2-beat kick, you see that there is an actual separation between the hips. So you see kind of the hips are actually independently moving rather than the knee bending and the hips are staying still. So I'm not going to focus a lot on that kick, other than I'm going to be posting a live stream that I did a little while ago on kick. I truly think Chris can benefit from a 4-beat kick, going from a 2-beat to a 4-beat. So that's going to add 2 extra kicks. You can dial down the amplitude on each kick. And so basically his kick is about this big. He can dial it down to about this big. He can add in just another 2 small strokes. And what you're going to see is you're going to see the hips wiggle a little bit less back and forth. Okay, so we're going to start it here. So you see his upper body is about this way, and then his feet are right about here. So it's I do declare the image is a little grainy because he uploaded it to Facebook and then I downloaded it from Facebook, so it kind of compresses everything. So unfortunately, it's not the greatest quality. So, okay, here he goes. So he's already comes back. So he's going to push off. So you see kind of his leg drift off to the side. You can't see it too good here. Okay, let's see here. So he's coming back. All right. So what I want to do is, okay, we're going to start it right about here. All right. So overall with the legs, I recommend you watch the kicking video that I will post in the comments, and give that 4-beat a shot, because I think that's going to do a lot to keep you in line. It's going to keep your legs from kind of sliding back and forth. It'll help keep your rotation a lot more intact as well. Usually if the legs drift from side to side, it's because of a lack of engagement of the core. The core engagement helps keep the body in a nice straight line. And we're really going to go into this right now, okay? So one of the major, we're going to go back to full camera here, okay? So one of the major items that I discuss in my standard swim streams and when I work with people is this concept of what is up. All right, so we need to know what is up, because when we swim, if you watching at home are basically at the bottom of the pool, and you're watching me swim. So you're the camera on the bottom of the pool looking straight up at the water surface. And if I swim over you, what you're going to see is I'm going to be reaching up with my arm, grabbing a brick, and pushing it down. Okay, you'll see it a lot better on the bench. But the overall concept is we don't want to swim in a forward to back frame of reference as we are standing or sitting in a chair, okay? I'm looking at you. You are at the bottom of the pool looking at me. If I push my hand forward, I am throwing my hand to the bottom of the pool. So when we really talk about up and down, we need to orient ourselves into the right frame of reference. So when we're pushing off the wall, the direction that is up is the direction that is in the opposite side of the pool, the first turnaround buoy, what have you. It is the direction that you want to go in the water is your up. Now, your down position is where your feet are. So if I am standing, imagine I'm standing, you're at the bottom of the pool, you're at the bottom of the pool, you're looking at me. I know, we're all sorts of frames of reference here. If I'm swimming on top of the water, nice and flat, when I reach forward on that water, I'm actually reaching up into the air. Now, this is something that is insanely crucial to understand. This is going to fix a lot of your problems if you just develop this frame of reference. So something that you can do while you're at home to practice this every single day is just simply reach up. Reach up, okay? You want to reach up, grab a brick, push it down. Grab the brick, push it down. Grab the brick, push it down. Grab the brick, push it down, okay? The difference of what that is and what Chris is doing is Chris is bringing his hand over and boom, 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 boom. All right? So he's getting his hand in the water and he's immediately muscling through. So it's like he's got a big old bowl of ice cream, and instead of reaching out and scooping a nice round scoop off the top, he's just digging his scoop straight down to the bottom of the carton and then just grabbing as much as he possibly can. The problem is this is a horrendously inefficient way to swim because we're pushing water in all the wrong directions, all right? Item 2 that is important to understand is we move in the direction opposite of how we push, okay? So if you think about this in a walking standpoint, I put my foot forward, I drag, I place that foot on the ground, I move myself forward. I am pushing my foot that way so I can go forward, okay? So when we're in the pool, we want to always be thinking, how do I move forward, all right? We know forward is up. We are going to be reaching our arms up. We're going to be grabbing a brick, and we are going to be pushing that brick down. As we push down, water is pushed to the downward direction. In other words, it's pushed towards our feet, which is behind us. So we push water this way, we move forward, okay? Now, with Chris's trajectory, when it is like this, okay, he slaps the water, and if you listen to this with audio, every stroke is slap, 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 all right? First off, that also is inefficient because sound is a form of energy loss, okay? The energy loss comes in a bunch of different ways. Sound is one of them. If you're slapping the water, making a huge sound, that's losing energy. So just it's not okay. If you watch the Olympians, they are just charging forward, guns a-blazing, so to speak. But in swimming, we generally want to have nice, calm, controlled, collected maneuvers. Even the guys that are doing the 50 and 100 sprint, they are very much so in control of what's going on. They're just so insanely strong that they can control the water at such high power and velocities. Now, if I tried to do that, I would lose control because I don't have that strength, okay? If I tried to muscle through the water with everything that they have, with how out of shape I am, I'm just going to be churning water. There is a pressure to speed ratio where if I try and move my arms as fast as they are, I don't have the strength to be able to correctly apply the right pressure. My arms are just going to fly through the water. I'm not going to grab anything horrendously inefficient. I'm not going as fast as they are, okay? Now, back when I was stronger, I could put up a pretty decent fight against those guys. Not in sprints, I sucked at sprints, but I was a distance guy. You get the idea. So, what we want to do is we want to learn how to reach forward, grab that brick, push it backwards, okay? All right, so what we're going to do now is we're going to go over to the bench. And with the bench, I'm going to explain things a little bit better. Give me a couple seconds and we'll get that set up. Actually, hold on. No. I need to show what's going on here. Okay, so that's number one. Number one is the slam the water down to the bottom of the pool. When Chris's arm comes over and it comes into the water, this motion is pushing the water down to the bottom of the pool. We want to start working to maximize the amount we're pushing this way rather than this way, okay? All right, next, we want to talk about cross-body pulling, okay? So Chris's recovery, which is the part that's over the water, it's pretty good. I don't really have too many issues with. We need to address cross-body pulling, all right? Cross-body pulling, like I said before, by definition, is when your arms cross the center line of your body. Basically, what you're trying to do is you're trying to do pull-ups with crossed arms. That sucks. That's not fun. We don't like to do that, okay? So we don't really want to swim like this either. So what we want to do is we want to focus on keeping the right arm on the right, left arm on the left. That's the general idea. Now, is it nuanced? Does your right arm have to stay on the right? No. I mean, the fingertips can cross a little bit. Okay. We're just going to be real here. Start, right arm on the right, left arm on the left. Let's just start there, okay? You want to get nuanced. You want to get a little cutesy with it. You want to figure out your optimal marginal gains position. Great. However, when you are going from this to this, you're going to get a huge power boost, okay? You're doing pull-ups like this as opposed to trying to do pull-ups here, okay? Now, the main reasons why people tend to do this is, number one, losing control of the arms. When you lose control of the arms and you're not focused on what your pull path is, very easy to cross the body. Very easy to cross the body. Now, what do we want to do? We want to keep that right arm on the left arm on the left. What's the biggest obstacle for doing this? Breathing. Breathing is always the biggest obstacle, because what winds up happening is people do one of two things in order to breathe if they don't understand proper breathing technique. Number one is they cross body pull, and then they kind of reach their arm to the side in order to get their head out of the water, okay? So instead of reaching here, okay, so we actually want to reach and rotate when our arm is coming forward. But what winds up happening is they come forward and then they follow the arm to the side and rotate the shoulder out as the shoulder is coming down to the side, and then they take a breath. Now, that's number one. Number two, typically they either do that or they shoot their hand down to the bottom of the pool. So when that arm goes down, the shoulder rotates. Now, why is that actually worse? Cross-body pulling, breathing, and reaching the hand down to the bottom of the pool kind of are equally not good. And the main reason why is because when you do this, you wind up breathing, actually getting your head to the side halfway through the intended breath stroke, okay? So typically we want to reach, take our breath, and then bring our head over. Now, if we take our stroke, push down, and then breathe, we now have started with our hand out of the water, and then we bring our head over. We've essentially shortchanged our breath by a half of stroke. So instead of reaching to the side as that hand comes forward and we start our breath when our back arm is about to come over the water, we are shortchanging ourselves and pushing our hand down and then getting our head out of the water and then bringing our arm back over. So I'm going to show you what this looks like right here. Okay? So right there. Okay? Here. Watch this next stroke. Okay, Chris actually does this. You can see when he takes his breath. We'll go back to the side. So right there and there. Okay? And there. Oh, no. Hold up. We'll go back here. And there. Right there. Okay? He snaps his head to the side as that arm is coming over the water. So let's check it out from the side again. So, and breathe. Here, let's go halfway. Let's go halfway through. And breathe. Okay? So it's actually not, but you see his arm. His arm is already halfway through the pull when his head sneaks out. Okay, let's do this. Let's get speed slower, and speed slower. All right, here we go. Okay. This is probably going to look like utter garbage. I do apologize. All right. And, okay, hold on. Okay, so he's kind of almost doing it right here, okay? So that's actually not too bad. So that one's not too bad. Okay, so he comes back over, brings his arm back over. Okay, right here. You see this arm is already halfway through the pull. The right arm is now, the left arm is now out of the water. He is currently breathing. Okay, so instead of being here, he should be back here. All right, so that's about a quarter to a half. Somewhere in that region. So if Chris learns to reach and get that head to the side where he's fully extended when his arm's back here, you're going to be able to take more time to breathe every single time you breathe. So just remember, the overall concept is reach to breathe, not push to breathe. Okay? All right. Now, with that, we're going to go back to full camera and we're going to go back to the bench. So we're going to start with the camera facing me so then you can see kind of this overall. Actually, no. We're going to go to the side camera. Give me 1 sec. Got to switch my audio. All right. I do apologize. It is rather warm here today. So I got a bunch of fans going on. So if you hear kind of droning, that's the fans. I do apologize. Kind of, sort of. It's hot in here. All right. So we're going to be here on the bench. So we're going to start with right here forward. So what Chris is going to want to do, Chris is going to want to work on reaching forward with every stroke. Okay? What Chris is currently doing is his arm comes over and he brings it down and he crosses right here. All right? You see the arm extending way past his center line and he slams his shoulder down. He breathes to his left. So the biggest tell that I can see without underwater footage is he comes here and then he slams that shoulder down. This shoulder slams down as his arm comes down. So what we want to do is we want to go from this to this. Okay? So what Chris needs to do is he needs to be able to reach and pull, reach, pull, reach, pull, reach, pull. All right? So the timing is we want to reach, and as we feel that reach, grab the water here, push it back, push back, push it back, push it back, push it back, okay? As you feel that arm finish the extension, grab the water, push it back, grab the water, push it back, grab the water, push it back. So we don't want to be here, push, here, push, okay? The longer we glide, the more we slow down. All right? Unless your pull is insanely efficient, which for most of y'all's it ain't. I can't even do that myself. So when we reach here, we're just going to pull back, pull back. It doesn't have to be hard. It doesn't have to be crazy. It just can't stop. That's the number one thing we need to understand about swimming, is it doesn't have to be insanely strong. It just can't stop. All right? So we want to keep everything moving. We want to keep the legs. We want to keep the legs moving. We want to keep the arms moving as well. So now for Chris needs to do two things. Number one, you need to reach up. Number two, get into the power diamond, the true power diamond, all right? The easiest way to do this is flex the bicep, flex the tricep. As you push down, flex the bicep and the tricep till here, okay? If your shoulder's rotated, your hand's going to be a little bit under here. It can be right under your body. That's perfectly fine for now. What we're trying to avoid is slamming the water this way. We're going to work on pushing the water down. So if I'm sitting here and I'm reaching up, you're going to push down on the right, push down, or this is my right, push down on the right, push down on the left, okay? So what Chris needs to focus on, and I'm really sorry that my ISO makes me look like I'm on the sun. I honestly feel like I'm on the sun. It is way too dang hot in here. But I want to work on reach up, grab a brick, okay? Grab a brick, fingers about 45 degrees inward. And then as you push down, elbow bends out to where when you're right in front of your body, your arm is at a square, okay? Arm at square, okay? Bicep, tricep. As you push down, engage the bicep and the tricep to where right in front of your body, it is at 90 degrees. Then push down and disengage the bicep and the tricep, okay? As you push down, disengage. And then reach up, grab, engage the bicep and the tricep, get to 90 degrees. Once again, push down, okay? So, Chris, this is your dry land. Reach up, grab, push down. Grab, push down. Grab, push down. Grab, push down, okay? That's your dry land. That is what you need to do. Reach up, reach up, reach up. Now, for breathing, you breathe to your left. Reach and rotate. Reach and rotate. Reach and rotate. Reach and rotate. Bring that elbow up to here. Reach and rotate. Make sure as you finish the rotation, your head is in line with your shoulders. Don't snap the neck. Rotate as you reach up. Grab that brick, push it down. Rotate, 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 okay? So that's going to be your dry land. So we want to get away from doing this and do this, okay? We're pushing water in a much more efficient manner to where that column of water is moving down our body, thus using the most forces to get us forward, okay? All right, so that's the bench work for tonight, and that is going to be, and that is going to be your dry land. So this is how you are going to be able to really focus in and work on this new pull path. Okay, pull path is the path that you're, oh my gosh, I'm sweating. It was like over 100, it was like 103, 104 here today. I'm in Southern California, okay? It gets to be 110, 115, all right? I'm not a wuss cake when it comes to heat. It's just I'm out in my garage and there's no AC. Yeah. So anyway, so Chris, that's what you're going to want to do. This is going to be a new experience for you, but I think I'm looking at your body build. You got the muscles to do this. Just focus on that engagement of the bicep and the tricep. I think that's going to click for you, and that should really help you get a better stroke. So anyway, that's going to be it for me. I'm gonna go inside and cool off for a little bit. Anyway, thank you all so much for tuning into this video. Remember, if you want me to view your video, shoot me an email, feralswimtech@gmail.com, Instagram feralswimtech, Instagram, and then YouTube and Rumble. So check me out on all those platforms. Quick shout out to Dynamic Triathlete. They are an affiliate for this stream. It is a great, fantastic way to get more flexibility and help injury become more injury resistant. Check out the link down below. Use the special FerroSwimTech offer code SWIM, SWIM, for 10% off your order, and every order helps the... I almost used my Twitch stream handle. This helps any and all sales goes. A portion of that helps FerroSwimTech. Helps me afford nice things for my family, like milkshakes for the kids. So anyway, once again, this is a free service. I do ask for donations. However, if you want to donate, please check out the link tree down in the description below. You really like what you see here, please donate. There's a link down in the link tree. Any donation would be greatly appreciated. Like the video, follow the channel, send me any comments in the comments down below. So thank you all so much for tuning in. Chris, I hope you enjoyed this swim technique review. Hope to see you later. I really do need to work on my closer. So anyway, until later, my friends, good night, as I say in Norse, whoever you are. I'm out of here. Goodbye, everyone. Goodbye.